Hi, it's Denise with Ladybug Stampin, and today we're going to create a Criss-Cross card featuring the Dino Days bundle stamps and die set. Now this is a bundle right now for 10% off, but as of June 3rd it will be separate. So if you like this, you want to grab it now. We're also going to be featuring some of the Dino Roar Designer Series paper and the Pineapple Punch cardstock, which is one of the in colors that's retiring June 2nd. What I like about this bundle is that every one of those images has a die cut. You can even probably use some of them to cut out the sentiments. I thought the egg cut out with one of the sentiments would be really cute. Okay, so let's get on to making our card. The first thing we're going to do is take an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we're going to cut it into two A2 cards. That's 4.25 by 11. Then you're going to score each one of these pieces at the 5.5 inch mark, and you want to make sure you get a good score line on both of them. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our card. Now the first one you want to do is you want to take the point at the top, or at the bottom. This one's going to be at the bottom, sorry, and the fold line is going to be at the top, because you're going to cut from that corner to the other corner to create like a triangle. So the embossed piece is going to be up first, and your point, the end of your cardstock, is going to be down. And then you want to take and line it up in your track very carefully, and then trim it, and there's your first side of your card. Now on the other piece, this time your point is going to be up and the embossed line is going to be on the bottom. So you want to line each edge of the paper again. Make sure to line the point in the track, and at the end of the other side of the card where the embossed side, line that up. Then you cut, and there's your other side of your crisscross forward card. So this is what we're going to use to create our crisscross, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish those lines really well. You want to get a good burnish. Now I'm just kind of laying this out to kind of show you how we're going to do this, and then you open those flaps, you put those two together, and then you will you'll glue those other ones down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some pineapple cardstock, and this is cut at, I think it's 5.25 by 3 7/8. The measurements will be down below. Now, since this is a solid piece of cardstock, you don't really have to worry about which side it's on. You're just going to cut from one point to the other point to create two triangles. And I'm just making sure they're lining up in the track. And then when you put your flap down on your trimmer, you can pretty much see, you can look and eyeball it and see that they're in the middle. So we're going to take this, and you're just going to go up and cut that up. Now with the DSP, you do want to be careful with the DSP, because if it's a pattern piece, if it doesn't matter what side it's going, that's fine. But if it's like this Dino Roar, you want to make sure that your images are facing right. So when I cut this, I took the paper, and the longer side, I've got it pointing towards me, and the shorter side, I've got pointing towards the top of my trimmer. So that's, I think that was the 3 8 side, or 3 7/8. No, 3 7/8 side. My measurements are on the screen or down below. So remember, you want to put the shorter side facing up and the longer side facing down. And the next thing I like to do is I like to take my trimmer blade, and I like to put it in the middle and then go up and down the paper. This way it prevents any tearing. Now we're going to lay our cardstock. We're going to lay everything together first before we start gluing. So you're going to have to see how I showed you when you create the box and your triangle, when you do that. But if you take it straight to the other side, it's not going to line up, so you have to turn it over. Now with the DSP, if you wanted the same DSP, you could cut two pieces and just cut the other one to fit. Or you can take this second piece, line it up, and then trim that down the side. And I would just trim down from that corner, then down. But I like the two sides. It shows both sides of the paper, and I like that. Gives it a little bit different look, and you get the most out of your DSP. Besides, this was really cute paper for me, so I wanted to show it off. So now we're just going to go ahead and adhere all our pieces together. You're going to put the DSP on top of the Pineapple Punch. I really do like this cardstock. It's a very bright yellow. and I am going to be sad to see it go because I just like that vibrant yellow. It's like pineapple. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and glue the other side, and then we're going to attach. Now I know I'm taking a little bit longer to kind of show you guys this, but I want to make sure that when you guys adhere, the first time I did it the wrong side, and I did it both sides of the paper, so you want to make sure you check it and then put your adhesive on there. Then after you attach that, you're going to attach it to the card. Now here I'm showing you the 1/8 of an inch that's going all the way around. Sometimes it won't line up at the bottom, but it's okay because that one's going to be hidden. So you're just going to take your adhesive and now you're going to adhere it to your card bases. Now here I just was really careful to make sure that I was lining it up because I wanted to make sure it had an even border around the whole triangle. Same way with this one, even though some of it was going to be hidden, I still wanted it to look good at the top. So you have to be really careful when you line that up. Okay, now we're going to put our two pieces together. Isn't that cute? I just love that fold. So you're going to take some adhesive and you're going to lay it on the back. Now you could use some stronger adhesive. I'm just using snail because that's what I had at hand real quick and I didn't want to use too many glues. I will also note that there is another point where I should have used some Tombow. Okay, here we're going to line it up very carefully. And you're just going to attach it, rub it down, and you should be all even on the top, but if not, you can take your scissors and just trim it a little bit at the top. If you go off, it's okay. Now, the bottom, this is where I really should have used the Tombow and made a really thin line at the bottom, but I had my snail and wasn't thinking, and I thought I had got off enough of the cardstock. But as you can see, that was a pretty thick line. Now we're going to fold the right side down first, and then I'm going to fold the next line, the next flap down, the left side down. But before that, I need to put some adhesive. You just want to make sure that you don't go all the way along each side, because if you do, you're going to attach it to your card, the inside of your card. So you just want to go down at that corner piece. Now for our card inside, we're going to take some pineapple punch and some Whisper White cardstock. Again, the measurements will be listed down below. I just wanted to show you, I think that was the 4 by 3 or the 5 by 3 7/8. I'm not sure. Again, they'll be down there. So I'm going to use these 2 sentiments. Don't you guys just love look at the down at the below? I know you will. That's what, I normally do. That's why I always make sure I put them down there, because sometimes we do misspeak our measurements. So you're going to take and add your sentiments to your cardstock however you want. I will let you know I did mess up on this part, and you'll see here in a minute what I did. But I took the 2 sentiments and I stamped it on the piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now you see here that I've got both sides, and I'm just fanning it to make sure the ink is dry. And I'm going to put some adhesive, and we're going to attach that to the pineapple punch piece. Okay, now we're going to take this piece. Look at me just trying to be so careful. I just did not want to rub that ink. We're going to take a piece of pineapple punch, and we're going to create a label from the Everyday Label Punch and just punch that out. This is what we're going to use for our tab pull. So you're going to put it in your paper trimmer, just line it up as best you can and score it, fold it in half, and then burnish it really well. And then you're going to, I test it out first. You see where I made my mistake right there? I should have not stamped. I should have put my tab first, but we learn from our mistakes, right? So add some adhesive, and then you're going to take that and put it where you the spot that fits best. Just make sure you don't go off the edge of the cardstock, or it won't fit inside your little envelope card. Okay, now we're going to create a belly band. You don't have to do this. I just thought it, from this particular card, I thought it would give it something. And we're going to put an element on the front. Now, you don't need the belly band to put an element. You could also take a punch and put like a sentiment on a punch piece and put it right there on top. That would be fine. But I wanted to feature some of these dinosaurs in the egg. I really like the egg, y'all. I love the egg. So I colored those. The little guy with the short arms is in Lovely Lipstick. And then Long Neck is in the Mango Melody with some Lovely Lipstick dot. And then his little spikes are in pretty peacock. So I'm just attaching those. And then I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to attach to the back of the egg. You can see me fussing with that a little bit. Isn't he cute? Okay, so now we're going to take this, and I took them and I wanted to make sure that you could see both of them, but I also had to be careful. I didn't with the card, the height of the card to go on my envelope. So I just kind of, and you may have to trim him a little bit. So you see I'm lifting him up because I want to see some of his body, or you're just going to see that long neck. So I wanted to be able to see a tip of his body so you could see how long his neck was. So we're just going to attach that. So we have them all in there. Put some glue on the belly band, and then we're going to attach our little piece. And then you'll slide up and down. Look at that. Put your card together. Check that out. That's your crisscross. And look, it's going to fit in the envelope. Yeah, turn it around, Denise. Look, it's going to fit in your envelope and it's ready to go. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All the supplies and measurements will be down below. And please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Have a great day, guys.